To tell a story, you can tell it with words. I do that all the time. Or you can sing a story. Or you can tell a story with your hands. You've never heard my hands talk?
Aren't you watching?
Well, I'm going to tell you a story today. No, I'm not going to tell you what story it is. You have to figure that out. Now, the story is going to be told with this cast of characters. See, here is Flopsy and Mopsy. And here is Peter and Cottontail. Oh, now you figured out it's Peter Rabbit. There's Peter and Cottontail. Now this is Mother. You see? Let me hold it up so you can see the mother. She's all lacy and pretty. And Mother is joined in this play by Farmer McGregor. And boy, has he worked. You can see how hard he works in the garden. Now, beside Farmer McGregor, what do you think this is? Can you figure that out? You see? It's a tree. No, it's an upside-down tree. It's going to be right side up when we do the play. But here are the leaves, and this is the trunk, and all the sap is running to his head. So I better put him down and get him ready. Get ready, all you guys! And last, but certainly not least, in Farmer McGregor's garden, we have radishes, carrots, and beans. When you set the scene for your play with gloves, you can draw your stage set on a roll of paper toweling. You can, and then you can just roll out the stage set like this. And on with the show! Once upon a time, there were 4 little rabbits. Their names were Flopsy, Mopsy, Cottontail, and Peter. They lived with their mother in a sandy bank next to a big fir tree. Mother Rabbit said, "I'm going to the bakery to get some bagels. You children may go down the lane to pick berries, but do not go to Farmer McGregor's garden." Mother Rabbit took her basket, and off she went to the bakery. Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail went down the lane to pick berries, but not Peter. Peter ran to Farmer McGregor's garden. He wiggled under the garden gate. In the garden, he saw carrots, beans, and radishes. Said Peter to himself.
Orange carrots, green beans, and red radishes are what I like best.
So he ate a bunch of carrots. He ate some beans. He ate lots of radishes. He ate and he ate and he ate. Peter ate so much that he felt sick and he fell asleep. And at that moment, along came Farmer McGregor. Yes, Farmer McGregor, who shouted,
"I'll get you, you pesky rabbit!"
Peter was so frightened, he couldn't remember where the gate was. He ran back and forth. Farmer McGregor chased him. Peter ran into the tool shed. He had to hide. He jumped into a can full of water. Peter felt wet and cold. He shivered. And then he sneezed.
Achoo!
Sneezed Peter. And then he sneezed again.
Achoo!
Farmer McGregor heard the sneeze. He ran into the tool shed, but Peter heard him coming. Now the tool shed had a little window. Peter wiggled through that little window just in time. Farmer McGregor could not get through the window. The window was too small. Finally, Farmer McGregor went back to his garden. Peter was tired and wet. He looked around. He saw the gate, and he wiggled under the gate and ran home lippity-lip, lippity-lip. He was tired when he got home. He flopped down on the floor to rest. He didn't feel well. Peter could not eat his supper. But Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail ate the fresh bagels that Mother Rabbit brought home from the bakery. Mother Rabbit put Peter to bed. She said, "Peter, you'll feel better soon." And do you know what? He did. Once upon a time, there was an emperor.
What's an emperor?
An emperor is like a king. And this emperor was so powerful that he ruled all the lands from the top of the highest mountain to the very bottom of the deepest sea.
He was a big shot, huh?
Uh-huh. Very powerful.
Yeah, I bet nobody ever told him he had to eat all his veggies.
Nobody. Now, this emperor loved being powerful. He loved to sit around all the time eating grapes.
Even when they were not in season.
Yes. And he loved giving orders to all of his subjects all the time.
Even when his mouth was full of grapes?
Yes. But most of all, he liked to dress up in the most splendid clothes that money could buy. But this emperor was unhappy.
Why?
Because his birthday was coming up.
Yeah.
And every year on his birthday, he marched at the head of a huge birthday parade. And for this parade, he wanted to wear the most wonderful suit of clothes. Royal clothes. The most wonderful that anybody had ever seen.
So he went to the mall.
No, he didn't go to the mall. He didn't have to, because one day, a pair of swindlers came to see the emperor. "Greetings and salutations, my most royal and magnificent royal highness," they said.
That's hello, how are you in swindler talk, right?
Yes, that's what it is. They told him, "We have come to make you the most wonderful suit of clothes, and what's more, we will not charge you a penny."
Hey, the price is right.
Yeah, price was right. "All we want," said the swindlers, "is, let's see, perhaps 50 yards of cloth. Naturally, it can't just be any old cloth."
Naturally.
No. "It must be 50 yards of, send us cloth of 14 carat...
What?
14 carat.
What? You wanted 14 carats?
No, 14 carat gold. The cloth had to be made of 14 carat gold."
Oh, okay.
And they said, "We cannot use thread to sew it. That's just any old thread, naturally.
Naturally.
We need 50 spools of thread made of sterling..."
What?
What? Sterling silver.
Oh,
Okay, whenever I say sterling, you say silver.
silver.
Good. "And to embroider your beautiful set of clothes, we must have a great many, 50 big, beautiful, sparkling... What?
Fingers?
Fingers. Sparkling fingers?
You were wiggling.
No. Sparkling diamonds."
Was the emperor excited about his royal clothes?
Oh, yes, he said, "You shall have everything you ask for." That's what he told the swindlers. "By all means, get to work at once."
If not sooner.
Yes. As the swindlers were leaving, they said, "By the way, there's one small thing we should mention. This suit of clothes will be so wonderful. It will be fit to be seen only by really clever people, which means that to anyone who is a fool, the suit will be absolutely invisible."
The plot thickens.
Thickens.
Yeah?
Yeah. So the swindlers went off to their room, and the emperor sent them 50 yards of cloth made of 14 carat
Gold.
good, and 50 spools of sterling
Silver.
good, and 50 big, bright, sparkling
Fingers.
No, come on. Diamonds, right.
Diamonds. Right.
And the swindlers closed the door to their room, and nothing was seen of them for days and days and days and days.
Boy, that room must have gotten really stuffy.
Finally, the emperor's birthday rolled around, and the swindlers came to his royal dressing room carrying his new suit. But what they were carrying was actually nothing at all.
Nothing.
A whole lot of nothing.
Their arms were full of nothing.
Nothing. The swindlers pretended to help the emperor step into his invisible pants. And then they pretended to dress him in his invisible shirt, and his invisible jacket, and his invisible doublet.
What's a doublet?
A doublet is an old-fashioned coat.
Sounds like two old-fashioned coats. Double it.
Double it, right. When the swindlers were all finished, pretending to dress the emperor, they kissed the tips of their fingers, mwah, and they said,
Your Highness.